Hello there, my Halloween loving friends. I got caught up in the excitement of transforming my home into a haunted wonderland and completely forgot to do a proper intro. But hey, what better way to dive into this chilling adventure than with a sneak peek of the eerie decor that I've conjured up. Come along as we explore my home and uncover all the spooky secrets it holds. So at this point, I have about 3 totes of Halloween decor. Some of it has the outdoor stuff and some of it has the indoor stuff. So I'm going to start getting some of the outdoor stuff. I do have this pumpkin that I like putting out there, and I have a couple of other things that I like. And then I usually leave this for actual Halloween day. And I'll put this on my mailbox and it lights up. Oh, apparently it's been a little hot and these pieces have come apart, so I'll have to re-glue that together. But let me see if there's some other stuff for the outside that I need to grab. I think a majority of this stuff is just indoor stuff. Oh, I do have my Beware of Dragon sign. So I'll be putting that out. One of these bins has my webbing, which is what I'll be putting up today or up next. Is what I'm looking for. I think it's in here. Okay, I actually do not know where the spider web is. So I guess give me a moment and I will sift through all of this stuff and try to figure out where it is. Alright, so I figured out where all of this stuff was. So here I have my spider webbing, and that should be just easy putting it up. I might have to get a couple more nails to kind of give it areas to hook it up, because I want to set it up a little bit different than last time. And then the rest of it, I have the spiders that I spray painted last year, and I'll be putting those in the webbing. And then I have the lights that I normally put up in there. Hopefully it works. I did forget to take the batteries out, so hopefully that didn't cause any issues with those. But that is remote activated, so I can turn those on, and they have a couple of different settings. But once I get all of that up, I'll show you guys. And sorry if you can hear like this loud noise in the background. Our neighbors happen to be pressure washing their house at the moment, and it's kind of loud, so hopefully this mic is not picking up all of that. But I am looking forward to finally getting some of this decor done. As far as my outside stuff, it's not a lot, but each year I add something new, so hopefully I'll be able to add something this year that kind of takes it up another level. I do have a sign that I also put on the garage door, but I'll be waiting for that because of the weather and stuff. I don't want it to damage that and then make it not work. So that'll be something that will come up more so closer to Halloween. Probably just put it up that night. But this stuff, I'm like ready to put it out now. So let's get started with that. I've already put out my dragon eye, and that's like the first thing I put out. It kind of sets the mood for me and allows me to kind of get into the mood of putting all the decorations out and everything like that. So let's get started because I am ready for this. So I decided to switch over to voiceovers. That way we don't have to worry about the noise all my neighbors were making, because one was mowing their lawn and the other was power washing their house while I was doing all of this. So here you can see that I'm just nailing in some extra nails, and later on I'll be adding more, but this is just to get me started because there's some specific areas that I want to try to hit. These are previous pieces that I had already used last year, so they were already cut, and there was no way for me to really know exactly where I put it. So I was just trying to get each one of the pieces and place them in a slightly different way. I wanted it to be more something that you could see from the front of the house. That way it was more visible that way for people who are like walking by or driving by, as opposed to just being able to see it from where I was. And I felt like last year that's what I ended up doing. So here I'm just kind of spreading all the pieces out and then trying to figure out where I want to put them. And this is one of my longest pieces, so I figured this would be a good piece to go from each one of those posts that you see in front of you. So I'm just trying to figure out where I can actually stretch it at and then place it at. And then I want to give it some more dimension by pulling it on either side of the post. So some of it will be like on the front of it and some of it will be on the back of it. And then where I found that I needed to stretch it out more, I started tying the pieces together. That way you could see more of the webbing. And as you see, I kind of walk away because I need to tie these two pieces together. So I had to go get a pair of scissors, and then that way I could cut it and then tie it together. And then you'll see me kind of continue this whole process in finishing the webbing everywhere else. And while I was doing this whole process, I just kind of got into a zone and I was just moving the pieces and doing the best I could. And then whenever I felt like there needed to be another nail somewhere, I'd try to stretch it fabric and then kind of see where I need to put it from there. And it ended up working out really nicely. I got so much into a zone that I kind of ended up like webbing myself into a corner. And it was kind of funny. I was just laughing at myself because I was like, I was just so into this that I didn't even think to like move myself out of here. And then there were still some other things that I needed to put up in that area, but I was just so excited to put this webbing up that I was not even thinking about any of that. But I wanted to find as many places that I could put this, and I'm still not completely satisfied with this because I feel like there's some spots where I could have had more of the webbing at and I didn't really think to put it there, or the pieces just weren't really working the way I wanted it to. But I think the final look came out pretty good, and then I was able to take the spiders and then just place them into the webs. And the way I ended up getting them to stay in there was I would take each one of the little legs and stick it through the netting. And for some areas where there wasn't any netting, I just kind of let it hang. And then other areas I would tuck underneath the webbing. That way it could hold it in place. Now, if some of these pieces do end up coming out, I'll end up just placing them back in and hopefully they don't get like blown completely out of the way. But last year when I did this, it seemed to hold them pretty well and we had some pretty strong winds and everything stayed in place. But I hope you like the way this looks. I don't know. Now we'll move on to the next thing. So I realized I don't have much when it comes to the outside decorations, but I do have these lights. And you saw me for a second just checking to see if the batteries were still working because I did forget to take those out. But they were still working, so we were good to go there. And here you're just seeing me take the clips that are already up there and placing each end of the lights on there. That way I know how much extra length I have to get in between those hooks. So you'll just see me kind of hooking all the pieces there. And for that second, there was a spider web that had been built over there since I had cleaned. So I just got the broom and knocked that out of the way because I do not want to be doing this next to a spider or anything like that. So I got that out of the way. And I'm just taking this second set of lights and putting it up just the exact same way. And then that's pretty much it for what I have for the outside. But hopefully there will be some more stuff down the pipeline. But you'll have to just stay tuned and see. All right, so it is now time to get this shelf done. And let's see, I'm gonna take most of everything off. Get all my little pandas. I'm probably gonna leave this here because I typically like using that. And I'll take this off and then we leave this display up there. I have this, so I feel like this might go really good here. Get a pumpkin. Ooh, maybe I want to put this over here. Switch these up. What else do we have? Maybe I want to bring this up somehow. I have this. Maybe bring some more height in here. Nope, don't like that there. And actually, maybe I will leave this in the back. I want it to be higher, but I don't have anything to lift it up with. But I guess we'll leave that like that for now. I do have some vines that I can throw up there. And I'm not sure, does this have any power left? No, I'll have to change out the batteries. I think this is a good start for this area. Let's see what else we have in this bin that might be able to make its way in there. Oh, I almost forgot my sign. Now, this one I always put up right here. There we go. I actually think I'm pretty full on this stuff. Let's just make this more visible. And honestly, I think that's all I'm going to do here. This area below I have kind of set up for our dog that passed away earlier this year. So I think I'm going to leave that pretty clear of everything. But we can go and move into the living room, which then I can actually go and fix some of the stuff in the entryway. Guys, I have to just show you this real quick. This guy, he is so worried about this stand. He's just watching me sitting up here do everything. Back to this area here. Okay, so I have to keep this here because this is like the only place I have to plug in the diffuser. But I'm going to take everything else off. Let's see. We have this. That looks way too blendy. I do like using this one here. Or maybe I'll move it to this side. Oh, geez. This thing has gotten kind of scraped up. So we have another one of these plant things. So maybe I can slide it in behind here. Maybe move that there. All right, I'll put some vines in here, and this one actually has some lights that work, so you can kind of see. This one's just a simple one, and it turns on to green. It does look like the lights are a bit dim, so I'll have to change out the battery for these. But at least I can turn them on and off as I feel. Oh, I have this, so maybe I can place this here, and I can place one of the lights in there. So that can light up. Do have this chain. Maybe I'll bring that down here. And I got a spider. I can place that maybe going up like that. Bit of a taller thing. Either I can go with this and maybe do the spider like that, or I can do this hourglass. No, I like this one. Maybe the hourglass can go down here. Okay, I have a couple of smaller pumpkins, and maybe I can put it in here somewhere. And I have this dragon eye which lights up, and it changes colors too. But I'm not sure why they put the hook where they did. Because, like, you hang it up and it's like this. I feel like it should sit like that. Maybe adding the spider here. Placing this here. Okay, that looks like that works. We have a couple of bats. Maybe hang a little bat off. Not gonna hang off of that. Oh, actually, we can take it and put it on the vine so that it hangs. I feel like I need something here. That's right, I need space for this. So maybe we'll move this down here. And we'll leave this over here on this side so that we can still use the diffuser. And then just hide the cable behind this. I do have some smaller pumpkins, so maybe I can add it around here. And I do have some black fabric. Let me grab that. So I have this fabric. I think I might add it to this bottom. So take it off and then put everything back on there. I think I want to keep this dragon crystal ball that I have right in there. And maybe I'll just sprinkle some of these candles back there as well. All right, so that's a good start for this area. So I am going to move over to our mantle and hopefully get something good going there. Okay, so the fireplace, I have these skulls that I kind of keep here. I actually haven't even moved them from last year, but I have two of these, and then I have the segmented dragon that you probably seen me do in some other videos, but I'm gonna keep those there and we're gonna work up here. I'll get some more of the ivy that I have. Looks like I have two different kinds here. So leave it. He's so interested in what's going on over here. So I'm gonna put this down first because I always forget to. And I usually try to do them in two different directions so that I can crisscross them. And usually like making the vines kind of go up into things. So put it up in here. Put a little doggy up there. Maybe a skeleton there. Pumpkin. This is looking very beige. But we need some different colors in there. So I'm gonna grab some of my other pumpkins that have a little bit of a different color. And I'll place those all on. There. I do have this lantern, so maybe that might be a good spot for this. Maybe you'll go a little closer to the dog. Have some more black fabric. So, this is not a lot of fabric. Maybe. Can I hook you? I won't be able to hook you here. Maybe. This guy decides to play with his toys right now. You done? So I have a couple of nails up here and I am going to place this fabric here and hopefully create something kind of cool. All right. Guess that might be as good as it's gonna look. I don't know how that, let me see if I actually like that. Okay, that's not bad. I have a skull and crossbones that I could put there, or we can put some of these ghouls. Let's see which one I like more. So we could put one of these guys here and maybe the other one here. And maybe still even put that there. Oh, it kind of looks like a bow. Phoenix, come on, buddy. And luckily these arms are kind of bendable, so I can actually move them around a little bit. I kind of like that. All right. I think that looks pretty good. I feel like there's something up there that I'm going to need to do, but I do have some DIYs that I'm going to be doing, and that'll probably add to that and make it look a little cooler. Oh, my rats. There we go. We can put the rats. All right, so I have a little bit of this beef netting that's left over that I used to do the spider webs in the front yard. I think I'm gonna cut this up and kind of make it like a little like runner for the coffee table. So let me get some scissors for that. Okay. Question is, do I want to leave it or do I want to cut it up? I think I'll cut it up. Okay, let's see what we're looking like at the moment. Do some stretching. Need some more cuts. Oh, oh wow, that left a bunch of fuzzies. Okay. Oh gosh, it's everywhere. Oh, oh gosh, it's ain't about eyelashes. Get a little more bunched up in the center. This might be a little much, but he always has to come out, and I can't resist. So maybe these guys here. We put our little dragon. I do have a couple of placemats that could kind of go here. Maybe they need to relax a little. Should I put the skulls on top of them? Does that make a difference? Not particularly, but also yes, it does. Okay, so we're getting down to the last few things I have, and we're going to be working on this shelf area and then this shelf over here. So I'm going to start with this here, and I'm actually going to put it on this shelf here. I'm not going to be changing much for that shelf because it has pretty much everything I want on it. I'm just going to be adding some stuff to the black shelf. Go here. Oh, you can't move anywhere else. So I have some pop figures that I already have here. I have the Doctor Strange, Wanda, and Dead Strange. And then I have Geralt. We're going to leave those there. And then we have some other ones on the lower shelves. We're going to leave that there. But we're going to add some of the rest of the stuff we have. We have some skulls. And I have this frame that, ooh, just fits in there. Let's put you here. Glowing one, go here. Maybe there. And we'll put you here. Open you up. Oh, you don't stay open? No, can't even stay open on the own weight of your head. I feel like some of this stuff I should paint to make look creepier. Oh, you do fit. Okay, so technically that's all I have for this area. So there's not much else to do there. But I do have something that I need to put up in the mirror that I forgot about earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and go back over to that area so that we can go and put that up and you can kind of see what it looks like. Okay, so what I have for the mirror, and this has changed over the years. This skull used to be completely white, but with it touching the red, it seems to have absorbed the dye from it. But I have a skull that I want to put up there, and it says beware. All right, that looks a little better. Now for the splatters. I think I'll probably have to eventually get a new one of these because it is looking a mess. And These things are not easy to like pull apart from each other while you're holding it. Oh my gosh, the light in here is like in the worst possible spot. Okay, so the last thing I'm gonna do is put up my bats, and I'm gonna be putting them up like all along this hallway. And I have some hanging ones. I might put those into the ceiling, but I'm gonna come back to that a little bit later because that's gonna take a lot of stuff and I gotta get this video out as quickly as possible. But I will show you guys in future videos of like how like all of everything looks, but you'll get a quick look of like what I've done in this video today. All right, so let's get started sticking these things. Hopefully they stay up. But I'll start with the ones that I already have kind of done. Some of them will stay up and some of them I'll need to put new stickers on, but let's get these bats out. Let's get a little batty. And the key on this is just kind of putting them in different directions, but kind of all going the same way. As if they're flying out of an area. All right, so I'm having quite a few of them fall down. So any of the ones that are falling down or are not sticking, I'm just going to be adding new adhesives to it. That way they will stay up. All right, so I've gone through the first batch and I'm just going to continue adding with the new batch. I will have to kind of fold those because I didn't put them up before. But I'm going to try to get to like this whole part of the wall. Maybe even make some over into that little area there. But I'm going to stop the camera here and continue doing it. And then we'll just start back up once I've finished. All right, so the lighting is not the greatest, but here are all the bats up. And I like the way it came out. I've spread some of them out and also put a couple of them on the door over here, so they're kind of like flying all over the place. And that, my ghoulish companions, is how I turn my humble home into a chilling masterpiece. I hope you enjoyed this Halloween decorating adventure as much as I did. If you're as batty for Halloween as I am, make sure you subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you don't miss a single eerie episode as we continue to conjure up devilish delights in the weeks to come. Remember, Halloween is just around the corner and all the frightful fun has just begun. Stay spooky, my friends, and remember, get creepy and get crafting.